Greetings YouTube, and this is Justin again from Kinsley Custom Guitars, and today we are looking at something very special, very unique that I just got in the mail. Not something you see equipped on many guitars these days. That would be Filtertron pickups. I did not make these. I have made them before, but I wanted to get a couple of real ones from none other than Gretsch to see what they sound like, because I've never played around with them before. I don't know what the tone exactly is that I'm supposed to be shooting for. So I figured I would get some real Gretsch Filtertrons and play around with them for a little bit so I kind of get a better idea of what kind of sound I should be winding for when I make these. So the guitar that I've decided to put them in is an Ibanez semi-hollow body. It's a natural finish, but it's a blue finish, so I'm not 100% sure how the gold and the white is gonna really go with it. But I figured that is the guitar that is the closest to a Gretsch, and that's probably the closest I'm going to get to that classic Filtertron rockabilly sound. So I figured might as well put them in there and see what they sound like. So let's get a towel down and get the guitar out. Alright, so here is the guitar. It is an Ibanez model number AM73B semi-hollow body. I've had this guitar for, probably almost 10 years now, and it's done me a lot of good over the years. I did upgrade these pickups shortly after I bought it to some DiMarzio PAFs, and my gosh, does this thing sound good with these pickups in it. I have swapped these pickups into other guitars and just haven't ever really gotten the same quality of sound to it that this semi-hollow body lends to this. It gives it a nice dark, mellow yet clear sound, lots of note definition, and I really like these pickups. I've put these in the Frontiersman, which was the Explorer copy that I built from a kit, and I didn't like the way they sounded in that either. But this is a very, very heavily used guitar, and as you can probably tell, it's pretty dirty. And I did break a string the last time I played it, so I figured I would take it out of commission for a little while and do some cleanup. And then I was browsing Reverb the other day, and these Filtertrons came up, and just putting it over the humbuckers, the screw holes all line up. So I'm thinking it might interfere with the neck a little bit there, so we'll see what's going on there. But the screw holes all line up, and the pickup is pretty much just as wide as the humbucker, so they might be the special Filtertrons that are more designed to fit in humbucker slots. But we'll see what they sound like and see what happens when I get them in there. So to start, I think we're going to cut to a time lapse of getting the old strings off, giving this a good clean, possibly polishing the frets too. They are pretty filthy, and it's been a while since they got done. May or may not do that on camera. Then it's definitely time for this fretboard to get oiled. And yeah, just general routine guitar maintenance. So sit back, relax, and we'll go through a quick clean of this guitar. Alright, now we've got a pretty clean surface to work on, and you'll notice I did oil this twice. It had been a while since I did it last, and as you can tell from how much that's already soaked it in, I definitely might need to do a third oiling before this is complete, but I figured we could start with the removal of the existing pickups. It's this side that has the small screwdriver. Starting with the neck, and if I remember correctly, I did this the cheater's way, and rather than tracing the wiring all the way down into the cavity and dealing with trying to get the wires soldered inside of a semi-hollow, I just snipped them up here. Yep, I did. It's cut right up there. Alright, now before we go ahead and disconnect everything, just kind of want to see how this is going to fit. And I think it might actually drop in. It doesn't. It is just barely too small, and it's right here because these tangs are much wider than humbuckers. But otherwise it fits. Yeah, these are gonna have to be taken in a bit. Let me figure out how I'm gonna approach that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got it in. Kind of. There's only 2 screws holding it in right now. These 2 lined up, these 2 did not. Basically what I had to do is, the only thing I had that could chisel wood at the moment is this sharp blade from an old hand plane, and I was able to take those corners of the humbucker route out just far enough to allow the Filtertron to fit in. I will need to drill 2 new screw holes right here to fit that one, but right now we have not done anything that cannot be undone, and those 2 new screw holes, if I choose to go back to the regular pickups, will be covered up by the humbucker mounting rings that came on this guitar. Alright, so I'm going to do the bridge now. I can't exactly do it on camera because I need to get right down over the pickup, and that's very difficult to do with the camera in the way. So I'm going to take this one out, and then we'll come back when we do the solder connections for these. Alright, so they're both in, and if you notice, I also did do the drilling for the 2 new holes for these pickup rings at the top here. Everything went in pretty smooth, so let's go ahead and take these back out now and do the soldering to get them hooked up, and then we'll put the bridge back on, lower these a little bit because I think they're a little too high for the strings to clear them as they came to me from reverb, and then we'll string it up and we'll see how it sounds. Alright, so the cavities are done, the pickups are able to adjust down, and I keep putting the pickups in piles of screws because I'm a genius. I don't know why you guys watch me. I look like I'm a novice and I've been doing this for a while. So basically what we're going to have to do to hook these up is these are for Gretsch's quick disconnect kind of system. So what I'm going to have to do is cut off the connectors so I can solder them in. And I do believe that they follow the standard wiring convention where white is hot and black is ground. And if they're not, this sounds funny, we'll just switch them around. So to start, we'll just snip these off right about here. Get off to the side. Now, using a sharp knife, strip back the wires a little bit, just enough to get some solder on it. There we go. The fingernail is all you need to get that off. No shielding, but it is significantly thicker. I'm still going to run with the assumption that that is the ground wire. We're just going to pre-tin these a little bit. They're tinned. Alright, that's one connection. This is the fun of soldering these kinds of things together. You gotta figure out how to hold the things so that you can join them. Let's put the hot iron down for a second. Stop waving it around willy-nilly. Alright, I got it. Again, it's not pretty, but it will work. And I'm putting these screws in the same order as I did last time. That way, everything is pretty much guaranteed to line up the way it was when I had it earlier. All right, one's in. All right, moment of truth. Let's test this puppy. And to do that, all we need to do is plug in the guitar to an amplifier. Turn on the amp. Not too noisy. We've got tapping. One's very weak. It's much stronger. It works. Let me clean up a little bit off camera. We'll string this baby up and we'll see how it sounds. All right, so we're back with the Ibanez with the Filtertrons in it, and we're going to do some sound demonstrations. Got my pedal board hooked up into a Fender Frontman 212R at the moment. and we are going to cycle through some different amps just to see some tonal variation. Might change out some of the pedals on this board right now, but for this first test, I'm gonna do all 3 positions. Let me just turn that on now. We'll use the compressor. Compressors really make Filtertrons shine. Don't think we'll be using the JHS 3 Series overdrive on this particular test because the overdrive on the Fender Frontman is really, really nice. Got the Boss SY200, may throw some of that in there. The Cathedral Stereo Reverb is set to the Grail Spring setting, and the TC Electronic Nova delay is set for a slapback. And we've got a Donner 2T Love chorus pedal set for a very low chorus effect at the moment. So that's kind of where we're gonna start. I'll just start playing around and cut out the best parts and piece them together for you. Hopefully those tones sounded okay through the iPhone microphone.
don't really have much of a setup yet to really mic any better than that. Hopefully they turned out okay. If you guys like the video, drop a like, subscribe to be alerted of all of our future videos. I don't do this for a living. I kind of do it on the side in my spare time, so there is no set upload schedule at this time. If you guys like what I'm doing here and keep subscribing, keep watching, I might be able to start doing this more and more full time. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day and enjoy whatever else you watch on YouTube.